Lots happening here, guys. Uh, Nor'easter happening here in Vermont. I don't even need these; they're not working anymore. Anyway, so um, nor'easter snowstorm. My wife and I thought it was a good idea to get goats. We've got 3 baby goats, and we don't know how to work the fence at all. So they were chasing my daughter around for the Easter egg hunt. Very cute. So if you look on Strava, my goats are made their debut on my Strava ride. And that being said, also a Vermont thing. Rasputitsa is a gravel race. I did it last year, and our friend Coach Brian Hammond gave me his entry into Rasputitsa. So I have no idea how long or how much climbing, but I do know up at Jay Peak where the race is that they are getting 30 inches of snow this weekend, and then it's supposed to be April 20th. That's not that long. So 30 inches. So what am I going to be racing on? Snow, mud? I have no idea. I'm good at this kind of thing. I don't particularly like it, but I tend to kind of do well in this out of the ordinary type of race. So we'll see what's happening. All right, that's April 20th. May 18th, everybody. My friend, Coach Jason Alosio, and I have been scheming since October to have just a very informal get out and ride. I've mentioned it to a few of you. I think I've mentioned it on here. Plan something. If it's challenging, great. If it's just take your old hybrid bike out of the garage and go around the block, great. Plan something for May 18th. Last year, I think if you remember, my dad passed away last year, and I did a tribute ride, which I asked a lot of you to come along with me, and it worked really well. You guys came along, and it made my day. I did 82 miles that day, but I was just thinking we could do it again. If it gets somebody outside and riding that normally wouldn't, that is the purpose, and it happens to time up really well. If you plan your biggest training ride and you do happen to be doing a fondo on June 1st, such as the Hincapie fondo, then it works out well timing wise. So we are just looking for we're looking for you to get out and challenge yourself on that day. Hopefully that works. So, all right, cool. That's May 18th. This coming April 13th, Fred, I'm going to throw you under the bus here a little bit. Fred Giambolini is doing a self-made 50-mile event. Just something he's been talking about for a while, and he's had it on his schedule, something to look forward to. Anyone want to join him virtually? A few of us are going to get out and ride either 50 miles, same thing. Get it out, make that your April event. It is April 13th, so not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Even if you just want to send him a note and cheer him on, that is very cool. So anyone else doing something cool and challenging themselves beyond the training blocks? I'm feeling kind of jumpy and competitive. Come on, guys. The Team Whoopers Run Challenge. I don't poke in there too much, but I get notifications. Oh, I signed up for this, or I'm doing this, or Matt's doing the Boston Marathon. Come on, guys. Let's get some stuff going. We've got this. Post up if you've got something going, and let's hear about it. I've got a few shout outs that are a little bit different. I just want to give some credit to the people who help out the community. Chris Miller, thank you. We all need to send you a big thank you just for volunteering and organizing and putting up the daily posts, post your rides, answering questions, getting in there, being an admin to the group, and keeping us in line. Thank you, Chris Miller. Chris Merrill. How about Chris Merrill taking song requests and giving them, like putting the music on the actual Peloton rides that you all are taking? That's a cool aspect of, and a lot of control coming from our group. Jim Mitchell is organizing. He organized all of the chats. There is a different, if you ride at a special time every day, go into the Facebook group and look for the chats, and you can talk to other people who are riding their bike at the same time. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Jim. My last shout out is for Maureen Goatsman. I hope I said it. Hope it's one of those two. Sorry for saying it improperly, but your post about cool downs was spot on. Should I be doing cool downs beyond the Peloton rides or beyond the timer rides? And the answer is absolutely, and especially as we're getting into the higher intensity, right? So thank you, Maureen. I'm going to put in for you to get a hat for that one, just because, and I think I'm going to come back to it a little bit. So, all right, where are we in the program, right? We are in, let's see, I got to read this, okay? We are in the first week of the second 3-week build of the second 8-week training block of 2024. Everybody got that? Second 3-week build. This is week 1. We're talking about week 2 now coming up. And that's where we are right now. So just remember where you are in the whole scheme of things. Now, let's get into the workouts. Okay, this is what we're looking at. This is week 6. Looks like Lori has a 30-minute PZ ride for you. And if I open this up, you can see the exact structure of what this ride looks like. I like doing it this way. 3 minutes at 113%. We don't do the timers on these, but you are in zone 5 for 3 minutes, zone 5 for 3 minutes, zone 6 for 2 minutes, zone 6 for 2 minutes. Cool. All right. The next one, Wednesday, key ride number 2. You look like you got a few builds here, ending up at 3.5 minutes at zone 4. 3.5 or 4 minutes at zone 4. Same one over here. Almost 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes at zone 4, 4 minutes at zone 4. And then this little kicker here at the end will give you, let's see, I think that's zone 4, but maybe that bumps you up to zone 5. I can't quite see the details of it. That's what the ride is. 45, a 1-hour class on Wednesday. So coming at you with that one. This should be somewhat of an easier ride here. The recovery type of ride, or a PZE. Take these easy. I've always said, hey, these PZEs kind of come out a little bit intense. If you wanted to take that 83% down just a little bit, take it easy. I don't think Lori would object to that. Nice combo here, though, with the 30-minute and the 60-minute, mixing it up a little bit. I like that. And then the hour and 15 PZE. Again, these should all be set at zone 3. I think that's fair game. Go ahead and do it as it's called. And 75 minutes, get a good workout. 1 hour on Sunday, she has you. And again, a PZE with zone 3 and recoveries at zone 2. So use your judgment on these and give yourself a good workout, but not too much. All right, cool. That's that one. And then if I flip over to the timers, let's open that up real quick. Okay, this is week 1. So let's scroll down to week 6 where we are, and we are in sweet spot. Okay, last week we did these tempo with VO2 bursts. This week coming up, we have sweet spot with VO2 bursts. So quite a bit more intense, and 30-second bursts instead of 20-second bursts, and you are rolling at 90% sweet spot for the whole time. That's a tough ride, 57 TSS. Okay. This week, actually, I just did this workout just today. Most of you did it on Wednesday, the VO2s. We're going to build on that. We're going to do 5 3-minute intervals, and we're going to take the recoveries down to 3 minutes. So 60 TSS on that. You've done harder, but yeah, focus on the intervals, get it done. Bring the Thursday ride down. I ride it as 80% and 70%, and you will you could ride it just straight zone 2. It's fine with me. Not the ride to overdo it on. This is Thursday. Take it easy. Working up towards a hour and 15-minute ride. I've got 87% for 8 minutes and recovery for 3 minutes, and then 10-minute intervals after that. Okay, 10 minutes. 12 minutes, then back down, 10, 8, all at 87. You could call that sweet spot. You could call it the top of tempo. 84 TSS in an hour and 15, fairly intense ride. All right, I'll go back and do the TSS for the Peloton classes. I forgot to go over that, but here's my last ride is the endurance ride 80/70. Same thing, same kind of combination of 80%, 70%, ends up at a 40 TSS, nice and chill, leaving you set up to work hard the next Monday. So my weekly TSS is 282. You can see right here. Last week it was a 261, or this week that we are in right now. Let me pop back over to the Peloton workouts because I did forget that. Let's go down. Week 5, week 6. You're looking at a 297 with everything. Now, Lori has also the cool down rides in here, which are very important. Cool downs leaves you at a 297 for the week, a fairly intense week, up from 226. So a little bit of a jump. I think she took it easy on you on week 5, honestly. You've got this. Shouldn't be a problem. I like how she mixed it up. Okay, let's go back to, do I need to do anything else on the week? I think you've got it. You can play back the video if you need to. And all right, let's get over here. How we doing, everybody? Is this working out? Let me get my notes back up here. All right, so class, no class. Man, I've had such good conversations this week with people. And a lot of it is about avoiding burnout and life balance and even cortisol, doing intervals at the right levels, all topics of conversations that I've had this week. So super interesting. I was talking last week about reaching a peak performance. And I believe, if I didn't mention it, I believe it's a worse mistake to overtrain or to train harder now, like right now where we are, than to undertrain. Does that make sense? So as intensity goes up into the higher levels, like zone 5, zone 6, we're all made differently, and prescribing these intervals becomes a little bit tougher. In other words, we're not all able to do 115% for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Some might cap out at 107%. Some might be able to do 125%. So there's a wide range. And for that reason, I encourage you to use your judgment. Okay. Use your judgment in these intervals. If the zone 5 or zone 6 intervals seem doable and challenging, awesome. Go for it. If they seem like they need to be a little bit lighter or maybe a little bit harder, then go for that. Use your judgment. You can use the whole zone. It becomes more important in zone 5, zone 6, and even zone 4 to use the whole zone, I think, and we forget about that. I do write these workouts with timers and specific percentages, but I just want to let everybody know that it's harder to do that for a bigger group of people. So related, Jeff Heim and I were texting about fine-tuning the upper intensity intervals, and I said they should be challenging but doable, something I say a lot, and he mentioned to avoid burnout. Well, yes, we want to avoid burnout. Absolutely. That stuck with me. We want to we don't want to push up against burnout and then back off. We want to avoid burnout. Don't get close to burnout. We want to feel motivated. We want to feel good and on top of our game a lot of the time. Yeah, there's overreaching, but that should not come close to a planned overreach or overload should not come close to burnout. So good word, good phrase. Keep in mind that when you're using your judgment, use your judgment. I still hear people saying that they ride at the top of their zone. So as these zone 5, zone 6 intervals come out, riding at the top of your zones might not be the most impactful way to train, and you do have to decide what's right. If it doesn't seem right, it probably isn't. Okay, so keep it doable. Just this week, two of my private clients, their doctors separately on both coasts, one East Coast, one West Coast, their doctors separately mentioned cortisol as a possible limiter to their weight loss. Okay. In a stressful environment, our sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, takes over, kicks in, and one result is the buildup of cortisol, or the release of cortisol. And if it happens over and over again, the buildup of cortisol. Cortisol and other hype reactions make us ready to run and hide or fight like our life depended on it, right? It keeps us alive in a dangerous situation. Biologically, if we had to run and hide for a few days until the tiger goes away, it helps us conserve energy. If we're hiding out for a few days, right? Holding on to fat storage energy. When this happens too often, we can get stuck in the sympathetic nervous system, gas on, store fat situation that can last for long periods of time. And how do we get out of it? So working out harder is not always the answer if you're having problems losing weight. Even when we're doing intervals, it could be that the combo, right? Always a balance. It could be that the combo of bringing the intensity down just a little bit and focusing on quality sleep and rest and recovery, and being able to slip in and out of sympathetic and then back into parasympathetic or rest and recover mode. Get your nervous system trained so that you can perform better. Overall, this is going to improve your performance. And if you're stuck on a certain weight and you're not shedding the pounds that you think, this might be an indication that you are stuck in a sympathetic on system. Remember, this is a nervous system, not the energy systems or anything else like that. So Maureen's post about cooling down, give yourself time to pedal at an easy intensity after a hard workout, especially as we get into these harder intervals. Take the exit ramp down to the rest and recover, right? Don't jump off the cliff and expect to be recovered. Give yourself time, take a nice gentle, bring it down slowly. I think you will see that helps you get into your recovery mode better if you take the cool downs and be ready to train again the next day. Does that make sense? So yeah, a lot of the Peloton rides end with 1 minute of cool down. That's not long enough. Take the 5-10 minutes to cool down properly, especially from a longer interval ride. All right. And preventing burnout. Okay. Preventing burnout way before it happens. I've mentioned before several times, look at the big picture and balance your training life and your life and your training life. Okay. Now I'm saying, take a narrower view and look at your upper zone intervals. And as we get there, do they make sense? Could you tweak them just a little bit to be more specific for you? All right, let's take this week's workout for example. I did it today. I did the zone 5 workout, 4 3-minute zone 5 intervals. I was not sure I would make all 4. I was in the second one. I'm like, all right, I got this one and maybe the second one, but I don't know about the fourth one. And that's what I was thinking while I was doing it. I was playing all of the tricks to make the clock move faster. The clock, everybody knows this. The clock just slows down. Time stands still when you're in zone 5. It's awful. Eventually, I got through it, and I did finish the 4th interval. And it was a push for me, though, and it was kind of on the edge. But I've done enough of these to know when too much is too much. So I kind of know my body. I know I'm at a lower FTP. I know that I am capable, given what's happened the past few days. I feel like I'm fairly recovered, not overstressed, and I knew it was okay to go ahead and feel like I was pushing. So mentally, I'm prepared and know what to expect next week because we're adding an interval and taking away a little bit of the recovery. Maybe it's going to maybe it's going to help me adjust the rest of my life to be physically more ready as well. Mentally, I know it's coming. Physically, I know I've got a little work to do in the areas of maybe nutrition and sleep and stress, and just keep it going. So maybe an apple and peanut butter tonight instead of the crappy cereal that I had last night. All right. Get after it this week, you guys. Use your judgment. Post to the group for discussions. I love that. And make decisions to bring your best selves to your workouts, and I guess to the rest of your lives too. But I care about the workouts. The other, working out, cycling lives in the rest of your life, I guess. So that is definitely important to look at it as a whole. So thanks, guys. Awesome. Hit me up if I could be helpful, and we will see you next week. All right, everybody.